Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday, October, October the 2nd. Countries recovering from Hurricane Ian here in our studios in Boston. We are experiencing the remnants of Hurricane Ian. Yes, Hurricane Ian turned out to be a little rough customer for everyone involved. And it really did a lot of damage in our studios down there in Naples, but we weren't there at the time. We're actually here in Boston at the time. So we are doing pretty good. Today's Thank You Sunday. Thank You Sunday. What are you thankful for? What am I thankful for? I am thankful for this broadcast and thankful for you who watch it or will watch it and should watch it. Everybody should watch it, but for those who are watching it, I am thankful for. I am thankful for all of my friends and family that survived Ian down in Florida, down in Naples and Fort Myers, Tampa area, people that I know down there that went through the storm. There's a lot of water damage. One of my friends experienced a lot of water damage, but hopefully there were no lives lost. Not that I know of, not that anybody that I know of, there were no lives lost. So in that sense, we did, that was a good thing. That was a very good thing. And that being said, let's get on. So I am thankful for that. I am thankful for my kids. Yes. Thankful for my kids. And people say, what are you talking about? Well, you learn so much when you have kids. And they have such different personalities. They, some are a little bit finicky, and you can't tell where they're going. Other ones are open like a door, in the breeze in the summertime. And they have different personalities, and they teach you so much. So to Andrea, to Craig, to Tiffany, to Hakeem, to Kasim, to Amira, and to Ronnie, thank you for teaching me so much. And you're still teaching me. I want you to know that I appreciate you guys greatly, and it's immeasurable how much you have helped me grow. Hope to talk to you all soon on a regular basis, but life goes on and you guys have busy lives. So I can't begrudge you for getting on with your life. For life goes on for everybody. And I am thankful for my house. Now, I can't show you a shot of this. I wish I had a spare camera that I could show you a shot of the winds that are blowing here in Boston. And I'm thankful for the winds because it's cleansing out the area, obviously. I am thankful that I ran a 5K. Yes, I ran a 5K the other day, yesterday, as a matter of fact. I ran a 5K yesterday, and I made it through, and I took 4 minutes. I don't know if I should even talk about this because it's kind of embarrassing, but I ran a 5K last Sunday, and I don't know if I posted anything on that. I know that I did some video on that before I left. I don't know if it got posted, and I'll have to check on that. But I ran my first 5K or running event in, it's got to be 30 years. Yes, 30 years. 30 years after I ran anything, I decided, you know what, let me get back into some sort of running shape here so that I feel good about myself. And when I talk, I have great wind and great character and great presence. I'm going to get all that just by running a couple of 5, 10, and then eventually a marathon. No, we don't know about the marathon. Maybe we don't even know about a half marathon, but we are working our way up. Here's the dealio. I did do a 5K last week, and last Sunday I did a 5K, and me and my wife did the 5K. So my wife is one of these people that I think we both are, that if one suggests, let's do something, the other one goes, sure, why not? That's how I ended up jumping out of a plane, thanks to her. She suggested that we go parachute jumping. And I said to myself, sure, why not? And a couple of months later, I was jumping out of an airplane. Another time, I ended up flying an airplane. She said, let's do some flying lessons. Don't you want to fly a plane? Really? Sure. Yeah. Yeah, honey. I want to fly a plane. 2 months later, I'm flying a plane. So I suggested, hon, why don't we do a 5K? It's not that far. I mean, we can walk and we can run it. We can walk, we can run it, we can run it, we can walk it, we can jog it, we can talk it. Whatever the case may be, we can do it, and we'll be getting into shape. Since we're eating right and trying to exercise. She does yoga every night, and I do it on Friday nights. I go to the gym in the morning. I said, let's try this thing. So last week, we jumped out on the course, ready to do some damage, and we end up finishing it in 44 minutes, which averages out to, let me see, 14-minute, almost a 15-minute mile. It was actually a 14 and some change. It was a lot harder than I expected. I go to the gym, I run on the treadmill, I do the elliptical, and, mile, 2 miles, 2.5 miles, no problem. Knocking that sucker off in about 15, 20 minutes, 25 minutes at the most. No big deal, And say, all right, I'm going to get out here, I'm going to do this. And I don't know what my time is going to be, but I never suspected that they would average out to like a 14-minute mile. Anyway, it did. So after feeling a little bit sheepish that it was that long, I said, okay, I'm going to do it again. So 6 days later, we signed up for another one 6 days later, and she did it with me again. God bless her. What a trooper. All 5'3", 95 pounds of her. And so we jumped out, and we did better yesterday. We finished in 40 minutes, which is pretty darn good considering we almost did a 15-minute mile. This was a 13-minute mile. But look, there's hope. There is hope, okay? We went from a 15-minute, virtual 15-minute mile to a 13-minute mile, and we can take it down to a 12, which means, 37, 38 next time. We'll bring it down to that. Anyway, our bodies are getting in shape, and we feel fantastic about it. So I encourage everybody to try something new, which is how that happened. I was listening to a Jack Canfield mastermind session, of which I'm a part of, and he said, I think this was 2 or 3 weeks ago, try something. Just go pick up something new that you want to do and go do it. Maybe could be piano lessons, jumping out of an airplane, running a 5K, 10K, half mile, bada boom. So I went online, I found a 5K, and I said, I'm doing it. That very same day, I went online and found one, and that culminated in last week, running that 5K. So that's what that's about. It's about expanding your horizons. And I suggest that to everybody. Try something different. Painting. You can try a painting class, a music class, a dancing class, swimming. If you have not learned to swim, it's never too late to try something. So me and my wife, we're going to say I'm in my 60s and she's in her 50s. We're running around the track. Now, the most exciting thing or best thing about it is that we were one of the few couples that did it together. There were plenty guys or girls, but as far as couples, yesterday I think we were the only one. And the week before, I would not hesitate to say that if there were more, we didn't see them. And that one had like I think about 500-700 people in that one. But we were one of the few couples. So you're always setting the trail. You always, for everybody, do your thing. Do your thing. Blaze that trail, and you can do it. So thank you, Sunday. I think we have to talk about, of course, I'm always thankful to my mother and my father who have passed on, and to my 2 sisters. One that's passed on, Dana Morris, and Dana Morris Thomas, and Very, very, very. Me and her were very, 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 very close. Um, she was 3 years older than me, and she got me into a lot of trouble when I was younger because I was following her, and she always had a sense of what she wanted to do. I didn't. I was just looking at the stars. I mean, at the sun, the wind, the trees, and everything was just so beautiful to me. The sunshine and the birds, and I was marveling at that. When Dana wanted to go places, she wanted to meet people and do things, sort of like what I do now. But she was the original person of our family who wanted to do these things, and it was something that I would learn, but it was not something that I was born, wanting to do. But she did. Dana knew the world at age 7, 8, 9 years old, and I couldn't figure out anything that was going on. So I would tag along with her and end up in places that I wasn't supposed to be, and my parents would discipline us because they told us not to go to these places. And eventually they looked at me, they said, you would not be getting whacked except you keep following your sister. It might behoove you to stop being a little bit more independent. And when she says she wants to go someplace, you tell her, adios, amiga. And after a couple of disciplinary sessions, that is exactly what happened. Dana said to me, hey, one day, let's go here. And I go, nope. She goes, well, let's go there. I go, nope. She goes, well, what about over here? And I go, nope. If you're going somewhere, you go it yourself. Our parents told us to stay in front of this house, and this house is where I'm staying in front of. Now, you can go if you want to, but I'm staying here. And after a couple of sessions where she got whacked by herself, she didn't find it as fun. So who knows? But yeah, Dana was a very important part of my life. I have a sister, Linda. I've learned a lot from her. And I have a younger brother, Craig, who came along very late. So I'm very thankful for my siblings. I'm thankful for my cousins that I grew up with here in Boston. That would be James Lee and I would say Kenny Hinton. He's supposed to be my half uncle, but he's really a cousin. He's only 3 years older than me. Gregory. Then we have Kim, Leisha, Harry, Karita. Yes, that's actually a name. Don't ask me where that name came from. It came from my Aunt Louise and my Uncle Mac. So they named their daughter Farita. Well, I'm very thankful for them. I grew up in a nice situation. We hung out together. As a matter of fact, my family was my friends. We did not hang out with that many people. And of course, the people on the street didn't like that I didn't hang out with them because I didn't really want to be bothered. I had friends. My friends were my family. And we did everything together. We had cookouts. We had luau's. We had tailgates. We had everything together. Thanksgiving, Christmas. Beautiful scenario. Beautiful scenario. So I'm thankful for that. Now, as we go along, I'm thankful for so many things. There's so many things to be thankful for, and you should be too. And if I had a chat session, which I don't see here over here on Mellon, I'm in Mellon, and I'm looking for a chat session. I know they have it in the YouTube part of it, but I don't see text. Let's see, add a new text. No, that's ticker. Add new. I don't know what this caption. Okay, selected. We'll just leave that at that, and we'll figure out how to do that next time, so that I can type in different things that I'm grateful for, people, places, and things. And as we go forward, there's plenty of people that are going to be disappointed today, and plenty of people that are going to be happy because the NFL is, of course, on. And the premier marquee game of the week is the Kansas City Chiefs. And I used to go to school in St. Louis back in college. And I have many friends that are friends of mine and family. Well, I would call them family. We were so close in Kansas City. And I was so happy when Kansas City finally won. because they are a football city. And they hadn't won anything in a very long time. The Kansas City Chiefs hadn't won anything since 1968, back when Hank Stram and Len Dawson and matriculating the ball down the field. So they experienced a lot of lows, a couple of highs, but a lot of lows since that time. So when Patrick Mahomes went to Andy Reid with the Kansas City, and they started producing magic, I was so happy for Kansas City, because if any town deserved a football team that was a winner, it was Kansas City. So the premier game of this week is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to Tampa Bay, which was ravaged by Hurricane Ian to a degree, to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And of course, I'm going with Tom Brady. All right, Tom, pull this one out. You need it. I don't know how you're going to do it, because we're talking about Kansas City, and they just lost to Indianapolis. So they're a bit salty. They're going to be salty. They're going to be upset, and they need a win. But that being said, Tampa Bay, you also lost last week. You lost to Green Bay. What was that about? You lost to Green Bay. That's just terrible. Aaron I don't care Rodgers, I don't care, just beat you something like 14-12. Somebody's going to have to do something down there. Tom needs some help. And, GM Jason Light, you need to get your butt working, because you need to get him some wide receivers. Not these hurt ones, you got them. That includes Evans, Godwin, and Julio Jones, all hurt. And then the other ones can't catch a pass. But if those are your three guys and they're hurt, those are your three main guys and they're hurt, Tom really doesn't have that much to pass to. You're lucky he's getting you close in games in order, close enough to win. But let's be serious. Somebody's got to catch a damn ball on that team. And you need to get it done. Leonard Fournette is hurt. So, Jason, you didn't do a good job of bringing in some new blood. They need some new blood. That being said, I wish everybody a very good Sunday. And I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for being here and being alive. Whether you're in America, whether you're in Azerbaijan, Armenia, the Bahamas, China, Cuba, Denmark, Ecuador, Finland, Ghana. Give me something that begins with an H. No matter what country you are in, celebrate. Say thank you. Enjoy yourselves. With that, we're signing off. Thank you, Sunday. Thank you very, very, very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being alive. And thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.